Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Northern Kentucky Spotlight podcast, powered by CKREU. I'm your host, Sarah Brookbank. Today on the podcast, we are joined by Mary Weinberg, our annual breakfast keynote speaker. She gives us a preview of her keynote address on how to secure your gold. We are also joined by Evan Gidley of Summermusik. He highlights their upcoming We Are One festival and what to expect from them throughout the rest of the year. Now, let's go hear from our sponsor, meet our members of the week, and we will be back with this week's guests.
Ranking on Google Search and Maps is easy to understand, but hard to do. It requires constant effort and attention, uploading new photos, responding to Google reviews, writing weekly posts, and checking suggested updates. Google listing optimization takes experience and time, and there are no shortcuts. CKREU gives your Google My Business account the steady, consistent attention it needs to be effective, optimizing, updating, and expanding critical content every single week. From local retail stores to large regional networks, CKREU generates content, establishes benchmarks, and creates dramatic, measurable increases in engagement. So what can CKREU do for your business? More calls, more clicks, more clients.
Congratulations to our members of the week. You can learn more about these businesses by following the Northern Kentucky Chamber on social media, where we highlight one of these businesses each day. Now, let's meet our members of the week. Strockoff and Britt Orthodontics is proud to serve Northern Kentucky with convenient locations in Florence and Independence. Nestled in the rolling hills of Northern Kentucky, Park Hills is a tranquil and park-like setting with an active and close-knit community. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers Florence is a medical and scientific-based physical therapy and fitness organization with a broad range of expertise. Verifee is a performance-based advisory firm that helps businesses reduce credit card processing fees without changing their current processors, systems, or operations. Link NKY is Northern Kentucky's independent community-owned news organization, dedicated to keeping our region informed, connected, and engaged.
Hi everybody, it's Katie Forcade, and today I am joined by Mary Weinberg, who is our keynote speaker for Annual Breakfast by the Women's Initiative coming up on March 3rd. Now Mary, it's exciting to have you here today.
I'm so excited. It's beautiful outside. It's, I think, a precursor to what we're going to expect for the weather in March, right?
Definitely. Oh my goodness. Looking forward to warmer weather just all around. Now, take me through, Mary. You are an Olympic medalist.
Yeah.
You're an author, an entrepreneur, speaker. There's so many names and hats that you wear. Tell us a little bit about your background and all that you do, because there's so much.
Absolutely. It's so funny because when people oftentimes will ask, well, what do you do? And I'm thinking, what hat do I want to wear today? So obviously, you know, I'm a hometown girl. I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to Walnut Hills High School, ended up deciding to run track, and I received a scholarship from the University of Cincinnati. Went to school at the University of Cincinnati, had a great time, never thought about going to the Olympics, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, all of a sudden, I want to go to the Olympics. I'm thinking it's going to be super easy to make, and boy, was I wrong.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And it's funny now that I think about it, now that I've actually gone through the journey, it's like, wow, I was really crazy to do this, but I did it. So decided to become an Olympic gold medalist, trained as a professional athlete for 10 years, finally made it happen after 6 years of working endlessly, you know, day after day, year after year, having so many disappointments to finally rising to the top and securing my gold. From there, I decided that I still wanted to stay into education because I'm also an educator. I taught second grade for 10 years. Oh, so I love the little second graders. I love singing to them even though I can't sing. And they're always sweet and kind and saying, Mrs. Weinberg, you're great. I'm like, yes, I'm great. But
my mom's a kindergarten teacher, right, so I understand that. I've had many opportunities in a classroom with little kids where you're like, oh, they're just so cute and they're great and they're sweet. And
right. You know, and having that ability to be an educator and be in the classroom and share my story of making it to the Olympics, the kids were like in awe. They're like, we've never had a teacher like this. I'm like, you haven't, and you probably won't for a while. Because I'm the first, and I won't say the last, but the first for right now. So, you know, doing that and then becoming an entrepreneur, starting my own business with Secure Your Gold, becoming a motivational speaker, writing a children's book, to writing my autobiography. I mean, the list goes on and on. But in the end, I say that I'm just a person who wants to share their journey and allow others to realize that they can reach their potential too.
That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Do you sleep at all?
No,
Okay.
no. I do sleep. And my husband always talks about me. He's like, why are you up at 2 a.m.? And I had to explain to him that sometimes my mind just goes constantly. And it's like, I have to get things out on paper.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get it done. He was like, why don't you just sleep on it? I'm like, no, I'll forget.
Yeah,
So I do sleep, but I'm constantly going.
That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Now you mentioned, you're a motivational speaker. Mm-hmm. One of the big things is Secure Your Gold. Yeah. This is essentially the presentation that you're going to be doing at Annual Breakfast in March. What can attendees expect from this? What will they take away from all of this?
So I'm not going to give you too much because I want you all to attend and make sure March the 3rd. But what I plan on doing is really taking my journey over the past 10 plus years and just being an open book and kind of sharing that with everyone and sharing that with the attendees, letting attendees understand that you're in your particular field or career, or whether you're with a certain business or organization, and sometimes things don't work out. And sometimes you feel a certain type of way, or sometimes you're like questioning, am I good enough? Am I supposed to be here? And I think with my message, it's going to engage all the attendees to inspire them and to allow them to see that, yeah, dreams can come true. Even if I do reach a dream, I can still continue to push for something else. And in the end, they're going to see a young girl who started from really nothing to becoming someone on top. And I think as people or individuals start their own business or they're working for different companies, they have that same sense of, oh my gosh, this is hard. I don't know if I can do this. I just want to give up. And it's never giving up. You can't give up.
I love that messaging. Oh my gosh, I'm excited for it. Now, besides the keynote, what else are you looking forward to at this event?
So I've been talking to some of the organizers, and I'm just excited. It's going to be this gold theme, Secure Your Gold. And as you see, I'm in pink today, but I'm like, ooh, should I wear a gold blazer? Should I figure this out? But I'm excited to engage with other individuals. I'm excited about the event. I've never been to it. I've heard of it. And just really seeing the networking opportunity. And also, just seeing or hearing other people's stories too as well. I think sometimes when I go and I speak to certain groups and organizations, I get excited that I get to speak. Yeah. But I also get excited when I get to engage with the individuals and hear their stories as well and relate. Definitely. It's nothing like relating to someone.
Definitely. And I think perfect timing with Women's History Month
as well. Yes, March, Women's History Month.
Definitely. Now, obviously also coming up are the Winter Olympics. As a fellow Olympian yourself, what are we looking forward to with the Winter Olympics? Is this something you're still excited about?
Yeah, the Olympics, whenever they come on, especially the Summer Olympics, I get super excited because that's the Olympic Games that I competed in. But obviously I get excited for the winter. Now, the winter, what I love the most is that it's cold. It's freezing. And I'm like, how are these athletes out here? Like I'm used to the 90-degree weather, sweating. And I'm like, wow, they're bundled up. I'm looking forward to the bobsledding, figure skating, just all of those great things. And so I know the Team USA, they're looking good. They're coming in and expecting to win some medals. And it starts in February. And for me, I'm looking forward to the opening ceremony because it's really nice to see when the different countries, put on that performance and that show and to kind of see what's going to happen there.
I love it. So, oh my goodness. I'm definitely a figure skating girly as well. I love watching all of it.
Should we try? Should we try to do it? we can still try out.
Right. Hey, you went up there and you were like, I'm going to be an Olympian. So if anybody can do it,
Right. Hey.
That's awesome. Now, the annual breakfast is coming up. Anybody who's interested in registering can do so by going to nkychamber.com/events. Mary, is there anything else that I've forgotten to ask you or that you would just like to share?
No, I'm looking forward to the event. I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you there. So please make sure to sign up, register, and I will see you on March the 3rd.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Today on the podcast, I am joined by Evan Gidley of Summermusik. Evan is the executive director. We are so excited to have you on the podcast today.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
Yes, jump right in. Tell us a little bit about summer music. It's a big thing happening this summer. You guys have been doing this for years. Tell us about what you guys are looking forward to this year.
Yeah, so Summer Music is a professional chamber orchestra based here in the greater Cincinnati region. In fact, our legacy name is the Cincinnati Chamber Orchestra. We just celebrated 50 years a couple of years ago. And we host our annual Summer Music Festival in the month of August, as well as our We Are One festival coming up here in March. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second.
Yes, we will. But jump in. So, Cincinnati Chamber Orchestra, we have a lot of different orchestras around the region, around the state, around the city. Tell us a little bit about what's different about you guys.
Yeah, so the Cincinnati Chamber Orchestra is a smaller group compared to a symphony orchestra. So we have 33 musicians that audition to become members of the orchestra, and we do have some that play in larger groups around town. But we also have some that are just freelance musicians, or some that don't live here locally. That 33 member orchestra plays just a few times a year, but a lot of the other times you'll see us out in the community in small ensembles of two or say six musicians.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of different events that you guys host throughout the year. We'll talk a little bit more about the smaller ones later in the interview. But you have a big one coming up in March, the We Are One program that you guys have. You've been doing this for a couple years. Tell us a little bit about how that got started and what this year's theme is.
Yeah, so this is the fifth iteration of our We Are One festival, and the goal of the festival is to amplify voices that are traditionally underrepresented in music or in classical music. And so we've covered a wide variety of themes over the last 5 years. And this year we're excited to be looking at roots and roots of modern day forms of African American music and how they got their roots in forms of West African music. So we're excited to be collaborating with B. Okato, who's a fantastic West African dance and drum group here locally, as well as our featured guest artist is Babatunde Akinboboye of Nigeria. And he's become famous on social media for combining hip hop and opera in his new genre that he calls hip opera. So he'll be doing a solo recital as part of the festival, and then he'll also be joining the full orchestra for a program at the end of it. So 3 events as well as some educational initiatives while he's in town. And we think this is the most exciting festival to date.
Yes, that is so exciting. You said you've been doing this for a couple of years. What made you guys pick roots this year? I know you, like you said, underrepresented voices, searching those out. What was the impetus behind this theme this year?
Yeah, it's a theme we haven't covered yet in the 5 years, and also we came to know of Babatunde a few years ago, and really excited about the trajectory of his career and the message that he has for young people, and that how you may not like classical music, but you can find a way to relate to it, and he does that himself through hip hop. So we're really excited about the message that he has and the education that he'll provide throughout the festival.
Yeah, that's exciting. So tell us, it's in March. What are the hard dates that we need to know? How can people get tickets for this event?
Yeah, March 12, 13, and 15 are the three concert dates, and we're utilizing a pay what you decide model. So you can you can come at no cost, you can come up to $40 in cost, and you can find out more information on our website at summermusic.org, and there you can purchase tickets at any time for now up till the event.
Yes, that is so exciting. So that's a big one that you guys have coming up here in March. Like we said, you also have obviously summer music in August. Tell us about this big event. What are you guys looking forward to this year?
Yeah. So the Summer Music Festival is made up of three different types of concert series. The first is our main stage series. That's with the full orchestra down at the School of Creative and Performing Arts, and those take place on Saturday nights in August. Then we have what we call our little afternoon music series, which take place on Sundays with chamber music and feature the guest artists from the previous night. And then finally, we have our popular Chamber Crawl series, which takes place in non-traditional venues throughout town, are curated by our own musicians and often have a very unique theme or unique twist to those. We're still planning this year's festival. I can't give away too much at this point, but we really think this is going to be, again, the most exciting festival to date.
Yes, that sounds like so much fun. I love the idea of a crawl. Tell us a little bit about how you guys find these venues, what venues you've used in the past. I was scrolling on your social media pages and they do look really cool.
Yeah, so we primarily target event venues or non-traditional venues or places where you wouldn't think to hear quote unquote classical music. So we've been at Rheingeist Brewery, we've been at the Redmore, we've been at Mad Tree, just about any event space in town that you can think of, we've probably been there. And again, we're looking for a unique venue, a venue that is on theme with the concert that we're producing. And we're lucky here in Greater Cincinnati to have so many wonderful venues to choose from.
Yeah, and as someone who is a band kid growing up, I have definitely in the past like walked into buildings in Cincinnati and been like, "Wow, a French horn solo would really rip here." So
Yeah,
that is so
absolutely.
exciting that you guys do that. When you're working with these venues and working with these organizations across the city, what kind of things are you guys learning? What kind of things are you guys experiencing?
Well, I mean, again, there's so many either historic venues or new venues here in town that do play well into the themes of the concerts that we're putting on, and we find oftentimes a lot of there's great opportunities for partnerships with many of these venues, whether that be because of the history of that building and how we can relate that to the theme, or just the general vibe that the space has. So yeah, again, we're lucky to have so many great venues in town.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking as from the perspective of a lot of our member businesses that listen to this podcast, are there opportunities for businesses to reach out to you and maybe solicit venues or see if there's something that they can offer you? How would people go about that?
Yeah, we have lots of opportunities for partnership. One, as you mentioned, could be utilizing a venue during our festival. Another could be sponsorship or advertising in our program book. We reach about 4,500 individuals through the festival in August, and another 2,000 for the festival in March. Or just other general partnership ideas in terms of collaborating on a particular product for sale. We're definitely open to different ideas.
As
Yeah.
you're looking at 2026 and you're looking forward to this year, what's got you really excited about what's going on?
Yeah, well, this being the 250 America year, I can share that we do have a program that we're planning around that this August, which is going to be really exciting. In fact, we are commissioning a new work that will be premiered, which is fun. We also, I guess I could share, we have a weekend that'll be dedicated to Puerto Rico. We have a weekend that'll be dedicated to the music of Frank Zappa. And finally, a weekend that is going to be entitled Cincinnati as an SIN,
Oh,
Cincinnati. So those are kind of some of our broad themes, again, with more details coming out in late March when we fully announce the season.
yes. Oh my gosh. Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot of really exciting stuff to look forward to, Evan. For people that want to learn more, get in touch, buy tickets, what's the best way for people to get more information?
Yeah, the best way is to visit our website. That's summermusic.org. That's music with a K. Or you can visit us on Facebook, Instagram at Summer Music Cincy.
Okay, great. And then, Evan, last question before I let you go about the rest of your day. Is there anything else you think our viewers and listeners need to know about you, about summer music, about the We Are One Festival?
I would just say it's an exciting time for us as an organization. We've grown a lot over the last few years, and we're constantly looking to push the envelope to try something new. We don't say no to too many ideas, so we might have to modify those ideas. But we really love partnering. It's been a huge part of our success as an organization over the last 50 years is partnership, and we want to continue to do that moving forward.
Well, great. Well, Evan, thank you so much for your time today. It was great to have you on the podcast.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Thank you to our Investors Circle members. Our Investors Circle members help us promote and support the development of strong businesses and a vibrant economy in the Northern Kentucky region. Thank you to all of these members for their investment, which will help the Northern Kentucky Chamber of Commerce in our mission to develop and grow a thriving business community. Northern Kentucky needs tailored solutions to address our housing shortage. Home for All, Northern Kentucky Housing Strategies, explores how we can retain young adults, help older residents downsize or age in place, and ensure new neighbors have housing options that fit their lives. Dive into the report at housingNKY.org. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we've got you excited about the Women's Initiative Annual Breakfast, be sure to register at nkychamber.com/events. And while you're there, check out the listing for our 8th Annual Workforce Best Practices Symposium, Future Ready Workplaces, Building Talent, Data, and Culture, which is happening on Wednesday, March 11th. This half-day event is designed to help you adapt to modern challenges and transform your approach to attracting and retaining talent. Like I said, you can learn more about both of those events and get your tickets now at nkychamber.com/events. Thank you once again to our podcast sponsor, CKREU, Google and Amazon advertising experts. And finally, if you're a member who'd like to be featured on the podcast, or if you're interested in joining the Northern Kentucky Chamber, please reach out to Lynn Ablin. And if you're a member who would like to share your workforce strategies and resources on the Talent Strategy Spotlight, please reach out to Nancy Spivey. You can find their contact information on the screen if you're a viewer, and our listeners can find that at nkychamber.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys next week.